Imagine that your project impacts how people feel about their confidence, self-esteem, or how they view a particular topic. I am Adriana Mata, and in this video, we will explore how to measure psychological variables such as attitudes, perceptions, or skills that are not directly observable. If you are a social or environmental impact entrepreneur, it is very important for you to know this because a large part of your impact involves changing the way people think or the behavior of your clients. To measure and capture the impact of your project on these variables that we cannot observe, the correct approach is to use surveys with psychometric scales. Psychometric scales are standardized questionnaires that have been previously designed to measure these psychological variables or constructs that are not directly observable. Surely, you have taken a personality test where it asks you the same statement in different ways. This is a psychometric scale. For example, with psychometric scales, you can measure attitudes towards saving, well-being, decision-making, or even self-esteem. When we realize that our solution can impact psychological variables like well-being or attitudes, there is a great temptation to conduct surveys and design our own questions. But this can lead to a validity error in the future and throw away all the measurement effort you are making. Psychometric scales offer two major advantages. The first is reliability and validity. These scales have been designed by experts and tested with large samples to ensure they truly measure what they intend to measure, with great precision. Second, comparability. By using these standardized scales, we can compare our results with previous studies and truly understand the impact in a broader context. I will share with you some examples of psychometric scales that are commonly used in social impact projects. Connor Davidson, Resilience Scale. This scale measures people's ability to recover from adversity. It is very useful in social impact projects that aim to improve resilience in vulnerable communities. Melbourne Decision-Making Scale. It measures the quality and styles of people's decision-making. It evaluates aspects such as information seeking, analysis of alternatives, and management of uncertainty. To help you understand better what it's about, here I will show you an example of a typical question from a psychometric scale. This is the Generalized Self-Efficacy Scale. Participants have to indicate how much they agree or disagree with each of the statements. Using a scale from 1 to 4, where 1 is completely disagree and 4 is completely agree. 1. I can solve most problems if I put in enough effort. 2. When faced with a difficult situation, I can usually find a way to manage it. 3. I trust my ability to deal with unexpected problems. 4. I am capable of completing the tasks I set for myself, even if they require some effort. The score for this scale is calculated by summing the total of the responses for each of the statements. And as a result, it provides a consistent data point that can be compared over time and with other groups. If you are interested in measuring these types of skills, such as resilience, decision-making, or problem-solving, I highly recommend that you review the report from the Inter-American Development Bank called Skills for Life. It is usually difficult to decide which skills or attitudes to measure in our audience. That's why this report is so important, because it gives you the 10 most relevant skills that we should measure according to 3 criteria. These 3 criteria are 1. Measurability, which in some way reflects our ability to measure the skill in a reliable and valid manner. 2. Malleability, which is the ability of these skills to change with some experience or intervention. This is very relevant for us because, of course, we will want to measure those variables that are more likely to change over time with our solution. And 3, meaningfulness, which is the influence this skill has in predicting a person's well-being throughout their life. Among these 10 skills selected by the IADB for having better performance, in these 3 criteria are self-concept, self-regulation, creativity, empathy, decision-making, problem-solving, and many more that you can see in the full report that I leave here in the description. I hope this information is useful to you and helps you measure your social impact in a valid and standardized way. If you have questions, write them in the comments. See you next time.